you have a lot of knowledge and you want to be able to monetize that knowledge. We're in the internet age where you experience your expertise, monetize that knowledge in some kind of way. So don't worry so much about, do you have the right knowledge, or is anybody going to want what you know, want to. And that's what we're going to talk about, the different ways that you can sell what you know, sell your knowledge and make money. We're in the information age, and this is a very good question to break down for those of you that are in a point in your career or your life where instead of working for someone else, you kind of want to create something that you are maybe even an expert in, something you've had an experience with, or you may be a thought leader and you just want to share your perspective of certain things, how to raise twins, how to raise quadruplets, whatever it is that you think that is important, valuable to someone else, you can sell that knowledge. It doesn't have to be, this is how you become a millionaire. This is how you, it doesn't have to be anything as specific as, or as obvious, I should say, as that. The first thing I want you to realize is that there are hundreds of thousands of people. Some of the most basic skills are foreign to them. Think about what little you knew when you were 18, when you were 21, when you were 25 compared to you now. Let's assume you're 40 years old. What you know now is light years apart from what you knew as a teenager. Well, there's some things that you can teach certain targets, certain age groups, certain demographics that may seem basic or common or whatever to you, but may be really important to other people. Um, and I'll tell you, I remember I traveled full time and I was in England and their stoves are different. And I couldn't figure out how to turn the damn thing on. And so I had to go to YouTube to figure out, to find that stove and figure out how to turn on the hopper. And valuable information. You think, well, who needs instructions to turn on a stove? Well, it depends. If you're an American in the UK, yeah, I need a YouTube video. So you'd be surprised at what information is valuable and to people, what people need. And as a matter of fact, if it had cost me a membership fee or $1 or whatever it was, I probably would have paid for it because I needed to know, I needed to turn on the stove because I need to cook. So, yeah, that's, you don't discount your experience, don't discount your knowledge. Um, it's valuable. I create content for new entrepreneurs every day. And sometimes I have to take myself back to the beginning and say, this is how you organize a directory in your computer hard drive. This is how you search the internet. Some people just don't know. And that's okay. The point is that you're providing valuable information to people that need it. That's what selling your knowledge is all about. I want you to be very, very open minded in terms of what you know, what you've mastered, and what you have a special knack for. What you've spent years in your career doing, for example, because that can present a package in a way that will allow someone that needs that information to learn from you. And that's the whole point, is to be able to package up your information. So when it comes to sharing knowledge and the intention of monetizing it, and there's a few ways that you can do that. One of the first steps is to determine, what are you capable of creating? Are you capable of creating text content like a blog or an ebook, something that's typed out and written? Or are you capable of talking, like creating videos or a podcast, or for a YouTube channel, for example? Are you capable of creating pre-recorded content and creating a course out of it where it has a beginning and a process and an end result? What ways are you comfortable packaging the knowledge that you want to sell? That's your starting point, because that's going to determine how you sell it. Monetizing a blog and monetizing a video, marketing a blog, marketing a video, are two different animals. Sometimes your methods may be similar or cross paths, but generally speaking, they are two different mediums, two different methods, which means there's two different ways to sell that. With all of these methods, you'll need to secure it on your website so that you can secure that content so that it's not for free if you're trying to sell it. It's gated in some way so that they have to pay first since you're trying to sell it. You have to have a way to get paid. What payment processors are you going to use in order to accept a payment and then allow them to access the content that you're selling? You have to have a promotional strategy. Who are you talking to? How are you going to reach that audience? Where are they? What are you going to say? What's the message that's going to get them to click through and say, I want to learn this information? When they click through to the information, where are they going? When they get there, what are they doing? Are they paying you? Are they registering? Are they emailing you? What are they doing? And once you have all those mechanisms in place to get them from acknowledging that you have something to sell to actually gaining that information that you're selling. It can be as simple or as complex as you choose for it to be. And that largely depends on what it is you're selling. The more complex the information, there's many steps, it's going to be a long drawn out course. Those factors vary as well. So the process can be as simple or as complex as you choose. But so let's say you promote the content on social media for the target market to see, and they're interested in that content. So they're going to click through to that content to see what it is you're selling. They land on a product page, a landing page, and they confirm that this is what they want, and then they go ahead and purchase. You're giving them even more information. Yeah, this is what I need. She's going to tell me what I need to know to get from where I am to where I want to be, whatever it is that you're selling. But this is an overall strategy. This is a promotional strategy, a very basic promotional strategy to sell your knowledge. And it doesn't have to be any more complicated than that. It's just a few steps to bring them aware, to lead them to some place, and to sell what you're selling. And in this case, it can be knowledge, it can be products, it can be anything. But one important thing about selling knowledge is any free content that you create on YouTube, for everybody to see, should reference what you're selling. It could be directly related to what you're selling. Like, I want to talk to you about this topic, point 1, 2, and 3. But if you want to know the details, click on my course and I'll break down 1, 2, and 3 and show you how to do it yourself. Those are different selling strategies, marketing strategies, promotional strategies. If you look up promotional strategy, selling strategy, marketing strategy, you'll get slightly different definitions. But I want to generalize it for you because I want you to understand that you need to promote yourself. and you need to figure out how to sell. So I don't want to get caught up in terminology. If I say promotional strategy, marketing strategy, or selling strategy in this context, you know exactly what I'm talking about, right? I want you to check out No Boss on Demand. There is a marketing strategy training. It's about an hour. It's a hands on learning workshop where we're going to go through each of the steps to create your content, create the your creative assets that you need to get their attention, build your marketing message in your post. What are you going to say? How to build your landing page or your product page or whatever it is, set up your tools, and actually boom, 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 package your information and sell it. The link will be in the description below for you to go ahead and register for that on demand workshop. Now, if you catch it live, that means that you get to ask questions during the training. That if you don't catch it live, that's okay because you'll get the pre-recorded version. You won't get to ask your personal questions and you won't get to interact with anybody, but you'll still get the same information and the same step by step instructions that you can play back and complete the task. That's what No Boss On Demand is about, a focused topic allowing you to complete a task. And in this case, I'm going to show you how No Boss makes money moves. We call it money moves mapping because it helps you map out your skills that you already have, the audiences that will value those skills and, of course, pay for them, the systems that you can put in place that will help you scale your income, and how you can create offers that will build long term wealth. This is where you stop guessing and start aligning. Income becomes predictable, and where your intelligence actually plugs in to the right money making machine. You've got to sit in on this one. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you there. And remember, success starts with you. No boss just helps you get there.